Hi, sixth grade science. We're going to talk about what we're doing in class today. You're going to go to Unit 1. This is where we did our work last week. Everything for this week is going to be above week 1. And then next week, I'll put this stuff into a folder that says week 2 and so on. So this is the last week we're talking about the scientific method. We're moving on to water properties next week. So here we go. You're going to click into today. And this is what we're doing today in science class. This is a nice summary. We're going to talk about observations and inferences from Thursday. We're going to do an artifact challenge in our breakout room. And then I have a check for understanding. After that, classes, the synchronous part is over. And then we're going to move into asynchronous. I have an Edpuzzle video, and I'll talk about how to access that. So we did notes on Thursday. We talked about observations. We talked about the 2 types of observations. Go ahead, and if you need to pause this, pause it. Make sure you have your notes and make sure you have all this written in the notes. Now we're going to talk about inferences. An inference, and you're going to fill this out right here. An inference is an explanation for an observation that you've made, and it's based on prior knowledge or past experience. You're not just making a guess just out of the blue. You're basing it on what you've seen before. So here we go. Here's an example. If I observe that the grass on the school's front lawn is wet, I can infer several things. I can maybe say it rained. Maybe I see dark clouds as well, and I can infer that the grass is wet because it rained. I can infer that maybe the sprinkler was on. Maybe the sky, I also observed that the sky is absolutely clear. But I do see the little spigots, those little things in the lawn, so maybe I could infer that that was on. Or I can infer if it was in the morning, I observe it's in the morning, maybe it's dew, because when I walk the dog in the morning, a lot of times my feet get wet, my shoes get wet because there's dew in the morning, and I can infer that's why the school's lawn is wet as well. So we should write this here. Go ahead and write the grass example here. The grass is wet, so I infer it rained. Choose one of those. Okay, so what do you observe about this? We observe that there's some kind of clear liquid. You may have been tempted to say, oh, I observe that it's water. Do we know it's water though? That's really more of an inference because you've seen water in jars like that, in glasses like this. But we can't really tell that it's water. We need to make more observations before we infer that it's water. So be careful that you're not jumping to an inference. How about this? What can you observe? What do you infer? We can observe this pattern going down and this pattern going up. We could see the 3 different colors. And what can we infer? Well, these kind of look like prints. I've seen animal prints before, and we can infer that maybe these are animal prints. I also infer that this animal is bigger than this animal because I know in the past that I've seen bigger animals have bigger footprints. I could also infer that this is probably some kind of mud or something that is soft enough to leave an imprint. Okay, make 3 observations, and then we're going to make an inference. So first, we can observe that these patterns are getting closer together, and they're going from this linear looking path into this, they're all jumbled up and going different directions. I can infer that maybe these 2 creatures are sniffing each other, or maybe they're fighting, or maybe they are somehow getting together, sharing food, or competing for food. And here we go. There's our last panel. What observations can you make? What can you infer? All right, so the observations, we only see the green pattern. There is no red pattern. What can we infer? Well, there's a couple different things. We can infer that maybe the creature that left the red marks maybe flew away. Or maybe that creature is riding on the back of this creature. Or maybe the bigger animal ate the smaller animal. So those are some inferences. We don't know what really happened, but based on our prior knowledge, we can use our observations and make an explanation for those observations. All right, so this is what we did in class. Each person's going to choose an artifact that explains who they are, and then in breakout rooms, each member of the group is going to take turns showing that artifact to the camera, and the other group members are going to make 3 observations and then 1 inference. And then after the other group members share their observations and inferences, that original person is going to share what the artifact actually is and why it's important to them. After that, you are going to have 10 minutes during science class time to complete a check for understanding. So if you go in Monday's folder, this is step 2, check your understanding, observations, and inferences. You can use your notes for this. Make sure you choose your science class. All right, and there's 2 parts to this. First, you're going to tell me if it's a qualitative observation or a quantitative observation. Remember, qualitative are descriptions and quantitative are measurements, numbers. And you can use your notes for this. All right, so I'm just going to choose random answers so I can show you the next page. The next part, you are going to be looking at this picture and answering questions. You're going to tell me if each statement is an observation or if it's an inference. When you're done with this, you're going to submit. You do not have to, well, I guess it doesn't show it, but sometimes it says submit here. You don't have to press that. Some people are confused. All you have to do when you're done is press this submit button and then return to the synchronous lesson, return to our Zoom. When you return to the Zoom, I'm going to show you how to do the Edpuzzle. This is step 3. You're going to do this asynchronously with the remaining science class time. You're going to click this, and it should take you to an Edpuzzle video. When you play it, I'm not going to play it because I hear my own voice. It's me talking about the difference between scientific questions and just ordinary questions. What makes a scientific question different from ordinary questions? You're going to go through, and every time you hit one of these little things, the video will actually stop and you have to answer a question, and that'll show up right here. You're going to answer that question and you can't go on unless you finish that. So this is a new concept, so make sure you're listening very carefully. This isn't going into the gradebook, but it will help me determine what we do next class period. If we have to review this more or if we're ready to go on. So please answer carefully. I want to see what sticks in your brain. All right, that's it for science class today. Email me if you have any questions or ask me during the Zoom class if you have any questions. See ya.